Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar where we will be talking about hosting and processing tuition fees. With it being 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and talk about who's going to be here with us today. If you haven't been in any of our webinars before, my name is Emily Cole. I'm the product training specialist here with Jackrabbit. So I do most, if not all, of the training webinars here. And then we've got with us Jennifer and Kelly. They will be on the background answering all of those Q&A questions that do come in. With that being said, our chat is closed, Q&A is open. And if you do not get to look at all of the Q&As, don't worry about it. We're going to send out an email tomorrow. You're going to get, it's going to be from Zoom. You're going to get the recording of this webinar as well as all of the Q&As. So you're going to get every single thing. So don't worry about reading all of the questions and answers right now. You're going to be able to look at all of that as well as the recording tomorrow when you get that email. So let's go ahead and start talking about what we are going to be looking at today. You are here for the posting and processing tuition fees. Later this week on Thursday, we're going to be talking about e-payments and automation. So 2 really big webinars this week. I hope you find some really good information out of it. And yeah, so let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at user permissions that have to do with posting and processing tuition fees. We're going to be looking at tuition settings because that's always important. We're going to be looking at posting tuition fees. Those are settings that we'll be able to go through. And then we're also going to look at transaction details, which is once we have posted the tuition fees, we'll then be able to look at the details of everything that we have posted. So let's go ahead and get into Jackrabbit. We're going to go right over here. I'm going to log in. And if you have been in any of my webinars before, you know that I love to highlight a couple of things before we even get started in the webinar's topic. The first thing here is our our Jackrabbit help. If you click that little question mark here, you will see here, you've got at the very top right, you've got links to our Facebook and YouTube accounts. Both of those are very, very helpful. You've got the Help Center. This is where you'll find any of those articles. Video help. This is any videos that we have created here to help you in Jackrabbit. Staff training options. This might be where you found the webinar today. And then e-payment resources. And again, we're going to go over e-payment resources on Thursday. And then I think I don't want to say the most important ones, but this is where you get the most help is with the submit a ticket, request a call, and chat with support. We have a fantastic support rep team. Jennifer and Kelly are both on it. So you might have been on a ticket call or chat with them before. If not, I'm sure you will run into them at some point while you are here with Jackrabbit. So that is our help center here. We can go ahead and close out of that. Next thing I want to look at is right over here on the very far right. I call it a bullhorn icon. This is our Jackrabbit resources. We call it our resource center. There is a let's get started. It's kind of like a step-by-step setup. Optimize Jackrabbit. This is how you can customize Jackrabbit to get the most value for you and your organization. Training opportunities. This might be also where you have found the webinar that you in today. Latest enhancements. This is, if you have been with Jackrabbit for a little while, you know that latest enhancements used to be on our classic dashboard. With this new enhanced dashboard, it is no longer there. It is here in this latest enhancement. We've got integrations and partners. We've got featured videos, show me how, and you can also submit your ideas here in the idea portal. So that is everything that has to do with that. So let's go ahead and get started into what we are here to discuss today. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to go to this gear icon. We are going to go to settings, and we're going to go down here to users and permissions. So this is what you want to do if you are, let's say you have a new employee or you have changed the roles and you want someone who generally hasn't been doing anything with tuitions and transactions, and you want to then integrate them into being able to do this. I want to make sure that you know the different types of user permissions that you want to look and make sure that they have so that they can do everything that they need to do when posting tuition fees. So for today, we're going to go down here. We're going to go to Jay Weber. Let's say that I have now changed the job role or her responsibilities to where I want her to be able to do different transaction permissions. We're going to go here. There's, you can see the user details. We're going to go right below that to user permissions. And then there's just a couple of different ones that I want us to look at. So when we go here to user permission, I can type in and I can go through, let's see, I want to do, let's do web registration. That didn't come up the way I wanted it to. Parent portal, there we go. Edit online registration and parent portal settings. I want her to be able to take care of that. That way, when we, if we want to change anything when it comes to posting transactions, tuition fees, anything like that for online registration and parent portal settings, Jess will be able to, Jess Weber, when I say Jess, that's this user here. She will then be able to go into edit online registration and parent portal settings so that she can change any of that if we do any changes. When we do that, let's do that. Let's do post. Let's just type in tuition and see what comes up. So as you can see, none of these are checked. I definitely want her to be able to post tuition fees. Do I want her to be able to delete tuition fees? That is up to you. I wish I could take this away for everyone. I don't want anyone to delete tuition fees because we can always just change the tuition to 0 rather than deleting anything. Tuition not posted report, sure, we can have her see that. And edit tuition defaults, we can also have her on that. So that is the other one. And then I also want to go to type in post fees. This is going to be under families. And yes, I want her to be able to post fees under families. So those are the ones that are mostly important. You can really just kind of look at all of the permissions and anything that isn't checked. If you want to go through and see what isn't, so delete tuition fees, I can click that. And now she has every setting that she possibly can. So we're going to save those changes. And then if we were logged in as Jay Weber, we would need to log out and log back in. Anytime you change user permissions, that user needs to log out of Jackrabbit if they are currently logged in, and then log back in. That way that Jackrabbit can then make those changes to their profile in the back end. When they log back in, they will then have those settings saved or permissions saved. So that is user permissions. Let's go ahead and let's go to tuition settings. So again, we're going to go right up here to this gear icon. We're going to go to settings and we're going to go to tuition and discounting. And this is everything when it comes to anything to go with discounting, prorating, tuition, anything that you get money from, anything that you are charging your customers, your families, your students, anything like that, this is where you're going to go. So first, we're going to look at tuition billing settings. We're going to go to manage billing settings, and we're going to go here. How do you want to bill tuition? Do you want to do it by class tuition fee or by total hours? Or do you want to do it by both? I've got it set here for this organization here. I've got it by class tuition fee and by total hours. Some organizations don't do it by total hours. It is completely up to you and how you want to run your classes and your billing. Here is the fee schedule. We're going to go ahead and click this. And this is anything that has to do with total hours. So you can see here, total hours fee schedule. So if you are not billing by total hours, you don't even need to look at this. But this organization that I am in right now, they do bill by total hours. So here is how they are billing it. So if it is 1 hour, so total hours is 1 hour, it's $100. 2 hours, $190, $3, and it goes all the way down to 6. Then as you can see here, I've got 25 hours as well. That seems like a lot of hours when I'm going through 1 to 6 and then it jumps to 25. That means anything between 6 and 25 is still going to be charged this $500. So you can change this if you want. If I wanted it to go to 100, let's say I have a lot of people going for 25 hours or more, I can then change this to 100 hours. And that way from 6 hours up to 100 hours, you're going to get billed this maximum $500. I can then save this. I can return. And we are back to here to the tuition billing settings. And then when do you want your billing cycle to start? Check all the billing cycles you use. So do I want to do it by each week? Do I want to do it each month? Do I want to do it by session detail or session dates? And do I want to do it custom? So as you can see here, this each month is grayed out. That's because that is just how it is put in there through Jackrabbit. So you can sometimes uncheck this and you can do update now. Let's say I don't want to update that and I can do custom. But I'm going to keep it as it was. I'm going to go back. And as you can see, when I'm making any of these changes, I'm going back over here. Sorry. Manage billing settings. As you can see, every time I'm making a change, changes are saved right up here. So you don't have to worry about a save button. There is no save button here on the screen. As you can see, anytime you change anything when it comes to these tuition settings, it is being saved. So now we can go to our manage discount rules. We can go right over here and we can add rules as they come in. So as you can see here, I've already got 5 different rules here. I can add a new rule if I want. As you can see, I can type in whatever rule, whatever name I want it. So let's say I want it to be summer camp discount. And then I can do a combination of both. I can do multi-class discount. I can do multi-student discount. Let's say I want this at summer. Or a combination of both. So what type of rule is this? And if you ever have any questions about any of these settings that it's asking you, you can click this blue question mark, and this is how it will kind of explain everything to you. So the multi-class discount is awarded to students. Multi-student discount is awarded to families that have multiple students in classes, and a combination of both will be multi-class and multi-student discounts. So we'll do a combination of both and then give both discounts or give multi-class discount. Only give multi-student discounts when multi-class doesn't apply. Yes, we're going to do that. And as you can see, if I would have clicked, let's see, this right up here, the multi-class discount, you can see some of that drop down does change here. So we're going to do multi-class, and then we're going to use a discount rate listed for each class. We're going to do a percentage, and then it can come right here and you can see where you can do that. You can do the same for dollars. You can add up the classes if you want and use a discount rate listed for the total numbers of classes. And then we can save here. As you can say, you have to then choose the unit of discount. So we can, again, click here. We can do, let's say, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, and anything past that, I can just put 5. Let's say that's how I want this discount to be. And then here you can say save changes. And now you can see summer promo discount is right here. And this is the multi-class. Right here, when you are looking at your current discounts, you can see if they are assigned to classes or if they are assigned to families. So right here, you can see class status, no discounts, 5 off classes, 2023 discount. Those are all assigned to specific classes. And you can see here that the $5 off, 10% off students is assigned to some families. The rest of these are not assigned at all. And scheduled task status, you can see that some of these are assigned as well. You can also go over here to preview, and you can preview exactly what these look like. So you can see here, student 1, student all the way down to student 6. And you can see here that this is for a multi-class. This is a type of multi-class. So here you can see right here, multi-student, all of it's going to be the same because you are looking right here at the type, and that says multi-class. If we go right here to where it says combo, we can preview this. And you can see that there is a discount for both. So there's 10% or $10 off here, and $5 off here. And again, that all goes back to how you have set up that rule and how it's going to take that money or that discount off. All right. And then we can go right back to here. We can update total hours discount settings. Same thing here. We can go to select billing cycle. We can do weekly, monthly, by session date, or custom. And then how do you want the multi-student discount to be applied? Do you want it to be used for the discount rate listed for each student, or do you want to add up the students and the family and use the discount rate listed for the total number of students per family? It is all up to you. It is how you want your system to work. Again, you can go right over here to any of these question marks, and it will make everything make sense when it comes to what you are looking at. So when you are looking at this and it is using the discount rule listed for each student, I think this is important to go through, just because if you look at this and you say, okay, for student 1, 2, 3, and 4, I want it to be 5%, 10%, and 15% from 2, 3, and 4. So if we add up all of this, use the discount rate listed for each student, I can go here, and as you can see, student 1 gets 0, student 2 gets 5%, student 3 gets 10%, and the student 4 gets 15%. Or if I add up the students and use the discount rate listed as a total, it is only going to discount listed for the student of 15% because there are four students in the family. So really what this rule is doing is it's instead of looking at the total number of students and each student gets a discount, you are then just adding up the total students in the family, and that is what they will get. So let's say you have a family that has 6 students, it'll be 5% rather than adding up 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. For the student 2's tuition gets 3% off, student 3 gets 5% off, student 4 gets 5% off, all the way down to student 6. So it is all how you want everything to go. So if you want to add up the students in the family and use the discount rate, we can absolutely do that. And then as you can see at the very bottom, see, this went away. In what order would you like us to apply the discount? Do you want the highest tuition to get the lowest discount, or do you want the lowest tuition to get the lowest discount? I always recommend to get the most money, you do the highest tuition, get the lowest discount. If you have any questions about that, this is a really good way to look at the math here. But the highest tuition gets lowest discount. So if you are looking at a family that has 2 students in there, student 1, their tuition rate is $100, and student 2, their tuition rate is, let's do $50. Let's try to make this math a little bit easy for me. So the highest tuition gets the lowest discount. So as you can see here, I've got student 1 and student 2 right here. Student 1 gets 0% off. So that means highest tuition gets lowest discount. That $100 is going to get that, and then that $50 tuition is going to get 3%. If you do lowest tuition gets lowest discount, you're then going to get $100 off, or 3% off of $100 rather than 3% off that $50. So I like to keep that as highest tuition gets lowest discount. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I highly recommend clicking this blue question mark right here, the pop-up help, and that will kind of make more sense of it so that you can see it rather than the numbers that I'm seeing here in my mind as I explain that to you. Okay, so that is discount settings for classes billed by total hours. We can go over here to prorating options. Do you in your organization prorate? This is posting partial tuition. So this is, let's say you have Monday classes and 1 month you have one less Monday because of Memorial Day. So we can prorate, and that means that your families will get a prorated tuition because they are missing that 1 day of class because your organization is closed for Memorial Day. Do you prorate tuition when the class lands on a closed date? Again, that would be you're closed for Memorial Day, and you are prorating that because it is closed on that date. Or it could be if you prorate based off of February because it's a shorter month, you might have less of 1 day than the other in that month. So when tuition is prorated, do you also prorate the discounts? I've got on here yes, because I want to prorate the discounts. Therefore, I, as an organization, am still getting as much money as possible while also still giving a discount to those students or families. When using the billing method by class fee, do you charge extra when a class meets more than the standard number of days in the billing monthly cycle? Yes. So let's say I've got I've got classes every Friday. In 1 month, I've got 5 Fridays rather than the traditional 4 Fridays that my billing cycle usually goes through. That extra day, the families will get charged extra. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to worry about that, you can absolutely click no, and whatever that class fee is, it's going to stay like that as long as it will not go higher than that. I don't want to say it will stay the same. It will not go higher than that. It can always go lower based off of close dates and prorating anything. So we're going to go back here, and then we are going to go to tuition fee setting. And right here, how do you post tuition when a student enrolls during web registration, quick registration via the enroll button links or via the parent portal? Do you want to post tuition? If you do, how do you want the tuition to be posted? Do you want it to be the full tuition? Do you want it to be discounted tuition, prorated tuition, or discounted and prorated? I've got on here discounted and prorated. That way that I'm not having to do, the parent isn't having to do any math, or they're not emailing saying, hey, why am I not getting a discount rule? I just enrolled my third student in, and it's not showing me that there is a discounted rate. So if I have it for discounted and prorated, it's absolutely going to show that, and it's going to show the true value of what the parent will owe. Do you want to count a multi-class discount when a student enrolls during web registration, quick registration via the enroll button links or via the parent portal? Do I want to allow the student class to be counted, the multi-class discounts to be counted across different sessions? I've got this as no because I like to count it as just by session. So let's say I've got a ballet class that is during the fall session. And as the fall session is still going, I've got my next session opening. I then don't want that student to enroll into that new session and they'll get that multi-class discount because they're still enrolled in that fall ballet class. I've got it to where I don't want it to be in sessions. Again, that way so that you are getting the most money and this isn't kind of changing the way that your multi-class discount is meant to be used. Do you want to allow multi-discounts to be counted across different category ones values? Yes, absolutely. Let's say I've got Sally. She is in a dance class and she's also swimming. Awesome. You go, Sally. You get that multi-class discount. Same thing here. Do you want the multi-class discounts to be counted against different tuition discount rules? Sure, absolutely. I can do that. And again, you can click any question marks here if you have any questions. And then how do you count the hours when posting tuition fees? This is really, really important. I like to look at this. And honestly, anytime I look at these, I do click this right here because this pop-up help gives me such good information on how the billing is going to work with this. So if I do it by student, you can see right here. So in the student number 1, Jill takes 2 classes per week. Class 1 is 1 hour and 45 minutes. Class 2 is 45 minutes per week. So that's 1.75 hours per week. Student 2, Jack is taking 1 class. It's a 45-minute class, so that's 0.75 per week. If I am calculating this by student, Jill's tuition is going to be $83. Jack's tuition is going to be $70. That's a total tuition. Total hours per student is $153 per month. If I look at it another way, if I look at it by family, it's 2.5 because let's say 1.75 and 0.75, that's 2.5. So then what's 2.5 per week is $99. And that's all based off of your fee schedule. And this is what we looked at earlier when we were looking at our fee schedule. So it is all based on how you want it. Do you want it to be calculated by student or do you want it to be calculated by family? I've got mine set by student. It is completely up to you and how you want your organization to run and how you want your billing to go through. And again, you can also click here for view multi-student discount. And then how do you want to post tuition when a student enrolls during web registration, quick registration, or via the enroll button link, or via the parent portal? Same thing here. How do you want to count the hours when doing the same thing? So do you want to add the hours across category 1 values or add hours across sections? I've got it right here as category 1 values, and I've got this as how do I want to post tuition. I've got it here for the multi-discount and prorating because I want everything to still be as transparent as possible to the parent, guardian, whoever is paying for this. So again, we're going to go back here. And that is everything when it comes to anything that has to do with tuition settings. So we have looked at tuition settings. We've looked at including the fee schedule, and we've looked at classes by the hour or billing by the hour or billing by class. Give me 1 second. I am going to take a quick break. My throat is really dry right now, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so we have gone through user permissions. We have gone through tuition settings. Next thing we're going to go through is post-tuition fee settings. So to do that, we're going to go right over here. We're going to go to transactions, and we're going to go to post-tuition fees. And when I say we're going to go through the settings, this is what I mean right here. Is post-tuition fees. This is all of the settings that we're going to be looking at today. So don't be intimidated. I know it's a lot of information. So the first thing we want to look at is post now or post later. Post now means that I am doing this right now. I want to post tuition fees right now in this minute as soon as I change all of my settings that I want, and then I click preview fees. Post later means that I want to do it later or I want to automate it. So if you want to do any automation when it comes to posting tuition fees, you will do this. You will click post later, and then you'll pick when you want it to start. So let's say I am wanting to start this. I will do this by, let's say, July 1st, and I want this to start at, let's say I want 3 o'clock. Oh, goodness. There we go, 3 p.m. And then I want to do this by class fee, by monthly, not bi-monthly, but you know what I mean. And then 8/1/2024. And so that is my next billing cycle. I'm going to click transaction date. That will be 8/1. Do I want to do it by a class search, or do I want to do it so this is if I want to do it just by specific classes. So let's say I want to do it by this Barracudas class. I can absolutely do that. I can do it by session. I can change it by category 1, category 2, category 3. I can do it by class rules. I'm going to do right here just for the no discounts. I can do it specifically for one family. So if I want to type in a last name, I absolutely can. And I can say that I only want to build the Anders family every month starting July 1st. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. You can do it by family location, membership type, e-payment schedule, family discount rules. These are additional settings that you can go through. Do you want to post tuition to active classes only? Post tuition to students via the enroll type trial and waitlist? Prorate tuition for future enrollments during the billing cycle? Prorate tuition for drops during the billing cycle? And include all classes when calculating multi-discount classes. Transaction details. This is going to say transaction type, tuition fee. You can see that this is grayed out. That means that I cannot change this. Transaction subtype. I'm going to put here, we are running August because it starts for July 1st, but it's the billing cycle start date of 8/1. So I'm billing for August. So that's why I've got that there. I can put in here August tuition fees. And then what kind of discount? If you want to add a specific discount, you absolutely can do this. So let's say one day you had a like a closure for an unexpected closure for your entire school, and it affected every single class that there was. You can go in here and you can put in a percentage and you can post fees, and that way you're not having to go into um, every family in your excuse me, sorry, I saw that somebody had raised their hand. If you have a question, please put it in the Q&A. Jennifer or Kelly will be able to take care of you for the raised hands. So anything with that, so back to, let's go back and say that you have this is a recreation center here that this database is, or this account is. And let's say your pool had to be closed. I can go right up here and I can go to swim, and I can put in a certain percentage because I want to give them a certain percentage off of next month's tuition because of this unexpected closure. That is a very easy way to do it. You can do it by dollar, you can do it by percentage, and you can get that taken care of. You can also do this as a discount label. So let's say pool closure or closure. And that way, when you post these fees, you'll be able to see that. So let me go back up here. We're going to go back up there. We're going to change this to not having any family location selected. And then if you want to detect any duplicate tuition fees, sure, yes, I want to detect that because I don't want to be charging families multiple times because I maybe already have this set up and I have forgotten about it or really anything like that. Post fees to detect a duplicate. Do you want it to detect it? And if it detects it, do you still want to post those fees? Yes or no? And then match on student plus. So do I want it to be matched on class, category 1, transaction type? I can do every single one of these. And then detect drop student fees. I can absolutely click that as well. And then post fees for detected drop students. That's yes or no. And then check dates from 8/1 to 8/31. So we're going to get rid of that and then preview fees. And here we go. So based off of all of those settings that I just put in, I've got 3 families, 3 students. I've got 1 class that is going through this for the amount of $435. You can see that it's $145 for all of the amounts. And if you have any questions when you're looking at this, you can click details and it's showing exactly what's going on. So there's no prorating. This is the class that it's going through. This is when the class meets. This is the billing cycle, the enroll date, all of that good information is right here. If you have a specific question of a specific family when you're going through this, you can click the name of the family and it'll take you through that. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. And then let's say I am now ready to make this an automation. I can click post later and I am putting here automated class the August. And do I want this to repeat? If I don't want this to repeat, let's say I'm doing this because I am going out of town. I'm going on vacation. I, as the one who posts the tuition fees, I am going on vacation and I want to get this done. This is part of my to-do list anytime I'm going to be out of office is I want to go ahead and set up these automations and that way I can get that done and I'm not behind when I come back from vacation. I can do this if I want to repeat it. If I'm going to be gone for 2 months, I absolutely can. And I can say, when do I want this? I want this to be monthly on the 1st at 3 p.m. And then I want this to end on, or I can do after, and I can do after 2 occurrences. That means it would go through August and it would go through, so August and September. And that would be that. So then I can just change this, say September, and it would be all set there. All right. So we're going to keep that as that. We're going to keep this, and we are going to keep that. So then I've got this as next. Do I want a reminder to the organization email address? Sometimes organizations like to get these email address, these emails to come through. That way they are reminded, oh yes, that automation that I set up last month is going through today. If you don't want that, if you think it clogs up your email, or if it's just a lot of information that you don't necessarily need, you can click never, or you can do it exactly 1 day before the task runs. You can do it 7 days before the task runs. You can do all sorts of things. So I'm going to click never there, save. And now you can see, so this is a task created, automated class fee for August. And then this is the frequency, this is the next run, this is the next billing cycle, and this is when the transaction date will be applied. I'm now going to close that, and it's taking me now to task management. This is where all of my automations are at. As you can see here, there's different types. There's e-payments and there's tuition fees. What we just did was this automated class fee for August. This is a tuition fee. On Thursday, we're going to be going over these e-payment automations. So you can very quickly just look at the ones that you have going on. Let's say this one I set up for my vacation, and there is a hurricane coming in and I cannot now go on vacation. I can go right here and I can pause this. And as you can see here, paused is right here. And the legend here is that yellow showing that. If I want to resume it, I can absolutely do that. If I want to edit any of these, I can just go right here and click edit. And this is how you can change if they end on any specific time, when they are posted, all of that good stuff there. So we can save that, close that. And that is how we do automation when it comes to posting transaction fees. But let's say we just want to do something one time. We can go right back over here to transactions. We can go back here to post transaction or post tuition fees. Sorry about that. And then there are different ways. So you can look at it. Remember when we were setting up our tuition settings, it was by class fee and by total hours. So if we do it by class fee, I am going to still have it for monthly. I'm going to set this for 7-1. And then I am going to do it just for a specific class. So let's say I only want to do this advanced tumbling Monday through Wednesday. So I've got that there. I'm going to change this. I only want it to be for the no discounts. I can, again, go to the family search if I want to, if I only want to post for a specific family. Here, I can post right here, and I can, what month did I say this was? I said this was July. So I can then put right here, July. I'm not going to put a note here. And then I can detect again. And right here is where it will say check dates from. So I'll do dates from, let's say, there to the end of July. Preview fees. And this is just giving you a little information saying, hey, you have specified a tuition post date more than a month in the future. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I sure am. So as you can see here, now I've got this. This is the advanced tumbling Monday through Wednesday, or excuse me, Monday and Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And this is all of that information now. I can then click post now. And this is your tuition fee posting. So this is any information that we've got right here. And then let's say I have a specific question just about this Bingham family. I can click right here. And here is where you can see that transaction. So you can see here, when you're looking at the legend, this red means unpaid fee. So that means I have just posted this tuition fee, but it has not been paid. As soon as, let's say, the e-payment goes through or the parent signs into the parent portal and they pay this, it will then be this fee charge or the payment credit. Actually, it'll be the payment credit. I apologize. It'll be this payment credit here, and you'll see this check mark here. Now, let's say I accidentally did this and I did not mean to post this tuition fee. I can go back right here and let's say only the Bingham family emailed me and said, "Hey, we want to disenroll as soon as possible. Can you please take us out of this?" And I've already posted this for July, right? So then I can go right over here. I can do this edit button and I can change this to 0. And then in the note, I can put July, and then I can put in unenrolled. If I can spell today, unenrolled 5/28. And then I can save changes. And now, as you can see, this is now not an unpaid fee because it is now $0. The reason I am not clicking delete transaction is because I want to be able to come back here and remember why I had done this. I want to see that I had posted a tuition fee, and this is my note saying why I had deleted it or changed it. You can go right here as well. You can see linked. Let's go here to where something is actually linked. You can see here that these are linked. These are tuition fees, and this is what they were charged for. All right, let's go back over here to post tuition fees. So that was by class B. We're also going to look at by total hours, and we are going to do it for just a very standard one here. We are posting by total hours. It's going to be by student 6/1/2024. I'm not going to change any of this information because I am doing, let's say I'm just doing a really big post tuition fee. I am just going to go right here, click preview fees. And as you can see here, I'm now posting 102 transactions for $10,000 or 10,000 plus some dollars. It's going to be for 66 families, 62 students, and 17 classes. Again, if I want to, let's say I know that a specific family is not going to be there for June 1st. I can absolutely unclick and unclick. And let's say I know that the Bath family won't be there as well. I can get rid of those 3 and I can still post now. If you want to max edit anything, you can absolutely just click here and go to that 250. And now it's going to show me 250 rather than 50 students. I can click all of them. I can clear all of them. All sorts of different things here. Okay. So that is anything to do with that. You can also export it to Excel. You can adjust columns. If you were in my grid webinar last month, you will see here where you can squeeze grid, expand grid. You can also add any columns that you want. You can see here that all of the columns are showing. But let's say I don't want to see I don't want to see what user posted this. So now that user is gone. And I can go right back over here, that. And then I can drag. And as you can see, that user is right back there. You can also squeeze the grid. That way I can see every single column that I have checked here. And again, you can see the details for individual ones. And then I'm going to show you, as soon as I click post now, I'm going to show you how we can see the details for all of them. So we're going to click post now. And now I have posted all of these for Tuesday, May 28th. This is when I ran it. This is my transaction total number of 102 transactions. This is the total number of total fee amount. And then we're going to scroll all the way down. And as you can see, that is 50 of them. If you want to see more, you can change this. And as you can see, just keep on scrolling down. You can change any of this if you want to sort it to ascending. So let's say I want the lowest transaction fee posted at the top. I can absolutely do that. Again, you can click any of these when it goes to student. You can click student here, or excuse me, family here, and it's going to take you straight to that transaction. Same thing right over here. If you want to look at the ballet class, you can absolutely do that as well. And this is looking at all of those. You can also post class transactions right here. You can click this, and this is just for this one class. If you want to post class transactions just for one specific class, you can do that. And you can, let's say for this class, for the ballet class, I am doing a technology fee. And I want it to be $25. I can do that. I can submit. And now I have posted 5 transactions posted. I can view that. And you can see here the location. You can see all of this good information. And when I go over to this family, here you can see that I have posted that technology fee. You can see technology fee right here and tuition fee right here. If I want to go to details, I can go to transactions. I can go to recent transactions, and I can go to tuition fees. And this is everything that I have just run. So these May 28th ones, these are the ones that I have just gone through. So if I click details right here, this is taking me right back to that tuition fee posting details page. And this is everything that I am able to see right here. And then you can also, again, if you go to families, all families, and if I want to look at this family here, I can go to transactions, and again, I can see all of this information here. All right. Again, that is, I believe, everything when it comes to post-tuition fee setting, transaction details. I think we have really covered everything that we are meant to cover today. Please don't miss out on Thursday's webinar. It is all about e-payments and e-payments and automation. So today I showed you how to post your tuition fee. That's not how you're getting your money, right? That's just posting what is due from your customer. If you want to know how to get that money, tune in on Thursday, and we will have a really, really good webinar about e-payments and automation, where you can then run e-payments for anyone who has ACH, credit card, anything like that here within your Jackrabbit account, as well as automation where you can make that an automatic thing. Yeah, so we're going to cover all of that on Thursday. I am going to just head right back over here. And if you have any questions, if anything that I covered confused you, or you have any follow-up questions, please email me at training@jackrabbit.tech.com. If I don't have the specific information or answer, I will, number one, do research for you and find out, or number two, I will go and send you to the proper team that needs to get that information to you. And then the last thing is, if you scan this QR code, you can join our Facebook user account. I highly recommend doing this. This is a great way for you to connect with other Jackrabbit users, as well as you can connect with some of our staff here with Jackrabbit. We do have moderators there, so if you ask a question, not only will you get answers from other Jackrabbit users, but you will also get answers from our Jackrabbit staff. So I highly recommend doing that. The last thing I ask you to do is, when you sign out of this, or when you click leave meeting or leave webinar, it is going to ask you to go to a new page for a survey. Please, please, please fill that out. That gives me a lot of good information on how I did today, the information that I covered, how it was. That way, next time I cover this topic, I will be able to cater a little bit more to what you were expecting or were not expecting for this webinar to cover. So that is everything that I've got. It doesn't look like I have any Q&A in the queue, which is awesome. So I am going to go ahead and stop video and mute. And again, remember that you are able to get the recording sent to you tomorrow via email. It's going to be from Zoom, and it's going to have the Zoom link, and it is also going to have the Q&A report. So you're going to see all of the Q&As that were there. I see a couple of Q&As that have come in, so I'm going to put myself on mute and stop my video. Feel free to leave if you would like. I'm going to make sure that we are able to answer these questions, and we will be all set. Thank you.